for the pre-workout meal. The tip here, guys, always make it the night before, put it in the fridge, and that is ready to go. We always have our, look at that, always have our cream of rices cold. Way better than warm. At the moment, I'm still sticking to the old white chocolate. Here we go. Unfortunately, I'm not the biggest fan of the white chocolate and raspberry. I'm just not a fan of it. It just doesn't do it for me. I just don't know. I don't ever like the taste of the old raspberry. Guys, have you ever tried the peanut butter one? Anything peanut butter, which is protein, has always been fucking dreadful. Companies, if you're trying to think about making peanut butter protein, just don't. It tastes just like chemical. Or everything, even Perform, just tastes like shit. And that's saying something for Perform, because Perform are the best. As usual, 40 grams of whey, 100 grams of cream of rice, 150 grams of blueberries, 20 grams of dark chocolate, 1 gram of salt. It stays the same. The reason why it stays the same is because it fucking works. Why change something when it's not broken? Stick to your usual routine with your pre-workout meal. Don't be flapping about with it, because nothing worse than getting the shits whilst you train, or having a dicky stomach and you're trying to squat and you're fucking bloated like fuck. Don't be doing that. Just stick to what you know. I must admit, the white chocolate is good, but double chocolate all day. That will always remain the absolute GOAT for me. George 10, inside sucks. You know the drill, come on. No other fuckers code, yeah? My code. Currently I'm using this dark chocolate from Lidl. Really, really good, worth trying. Cheap as fuck, tastes pretty good. Oosh, oosh. Been looking at this Sam guy. Sam's, I can't remember his last name, he's an S as well. I'm gonna watch him pre-workout because he's doing bits on YouTube. Like, man's just posting every single day by the looks of it, and he bangs like 300k views. So we're gonna have a little watch of him pre-workout to see what's going on. Give you a little taste test as we're here. The blueberries were a bit dead. Tesco's blueberries ain't the one for me. Sainsbury's all day, but little taste test. Guys, can't say his last name, so I do apologise because I don't like saying freeze that. Can't say his last name because I have to put it into Google Translate, but Sam, we'll just call him Sam. Don't fucking follow him. I swear to God. Man's doing 417,000 views in 11 days on his YouTube video. He trains like fucking shit, guys. If I train like that, my joints will be fucked. I wouldn't last long. I'll be honest with you, it's dreadful. It's dreadful. I think, how is he growing training that way and I'm not? What am I doing wrong? I'm guessing he is using gear, which probably explains why, because man is pretty strong, and I think he's only like early 20s, and he's like, what, 4 plates on the incline Smith hammer strength one, which is quite heavy. But fuck me, guys, like seriously, do not follow that. Do not follow that, because you ain't gonna last. I tell you, you ain't gonna last in this field if you're training like that. If I went and did that today, I've got chest today, if I train like that, I'll be walking out with half my arm hanging off. I'll be like this. That's not good. I'm sorry. I'm not calling him out here. Yeah, you know what? I'll call him out. Shit. Just on my way to the old gymnasium. It's been a while since I give you an update in terms of my bulk so far. So I think I'm week number 3 into the bulk now. I'm about 1.3 kilos up. Started about 73 kilos, now about 75. As usual, what normally happens when I go into a surplus is my scale weight, slow to move. Add in more food, body weight starts to drop. And then all of a sudden, over the last sort of week, it's actually started to respond after a bit more of a kickstart to the old food. So I think I've added over like pretty much 1,000 calories to my train day already. I'd say probably near enough 1,000 calories on my non-train day. So about 2,000 calories in total, and my scale weight has just started to budge, which is good. It's great after a diet, eating more food and staying lean and seeing the scale weight drop, but it defeats the objective in terms of what the goal is for me, which is calorie surplus and obviously wanting to progress, wanting to build more muscle. And obviously as I get deeper into my lifting journey, I'm not going to be building muscle in a deficit. I'm very rarely going to be building muscle in a maintenance phase. I have to be in a surplus. And this goes for same for most people that have been training for a longer period of time. Like, the more is required for you to build more muscle rather than being at maintenance. Like, if you are a beginner, first year of training, you could build muscle in a deficit, maintenance, a surplus. But if you're like me, you're gonna have to be in a surplus after years of training the same sort of way. Feeling good for it though. It'll be interesting to see kind of where I perform my best. I think one thing that I find actually is I perform my best at a certain body weight. Obviously, the more I do it, the better I get. So this 75, I've noticed that my performance has really started to escalate now. So we'll hold that 75 kilos, get as much as we can out of it. And then once we start noticing performance stall, that's where we start to escalate things just a little bit more. I'm in for chest and back, which I'm really enjoying. I thought I'd absolutely hate it if I'm honest with you. I thought it would be one of those sessions which would be like, oh, training chest and back at the same time just ain't gonna work. It's probably one of the most favourite sessions I've done so far on the plan. 6 exercises in total, so not a very long session for me, normally about 90 minutes. 3 chest movements, 3 back movements. Upper chest through the clavicular thigh, incline press on the prime. So again, working that sort of top shelf here, and then a dip for the lower sort of pecs as well. And then we move on to a D handle pull down for the lats, hammer strength low row, so really hitting the upper back with that, and then a prime pronated grip upper back row as well. I see a lot of people, they miss out on training the upper back, which I think is quite important. Everyone does like the neutral sort of grips, the scapular retraction. But get strong at this area here where you're driving the elbow back at that sort of angle. You really don't see it. So yeah, keen to improve upon my back this year, keen to improve upon my chest. My chest already does feel fuller through just training it 3 times a week so far. So it'll be interesting to see kind of how that goes over the next sort of 6 months or so. But either way, I'm very much enjoying the process with working with Louis, bouncing back with him, because if I'm honest with you guys, I can coach myself easily. I coach people for a living, so I can coach myself, but it's kind of nice to be back to someone each week who understands me and gives me sometimes a different perspective on things, you know, because often or not I think it's my way is the right way, but as you can see from some of the YouTube videos I've had recently, you're trying to learn from other people who are bigger and better than me. You know, there's a reason why they're bigger and better. Go with the old non-stim today, can't remember, I think of a supplement needs non-stim, tastes like shit, tastes fucking dreadful. I don't know whoever signed that off and thought that was a good idea, but it does work in terms of the ingredient. Oh, fucking dreadful. Absolutely dreadful. Also, make sure you wear your seatbelt when you're driving. You ain't hard. People think they're People think they're hard as fuck not wearing a seatbelt whilst driving. What does that make you? It makes you a cunt, if anything. Like, good luck. You're going to be dead by the end of the year then if you fucking keep doing that. So yeah, make sure you wear your seatbelts if you're driving, innit? Can't believe it, throw O's up, yo, washed up region, throw O's down, we prove that we mean it, give us the drop, the thing is... Fuck, that tastes like shit! God, it's been a hard one trying to finish this, guys, I'll be honest with you. Always, before you enter that gym, this phone, see that? It's do not disturb. No, it isn't. Yeah, it is. It's do not disturb. That means no one is distracting me. It means do not fucking disturb, all right? So I'm going in, I leave everything that's in here. I'll deal with it afterwards. Fresh mind going into there. Focus on my goals and what I want to achieve, okay? It's really fucking important. Enough fucking talking, Georgie boy, because you've done a lot of that in this video. More action, more things being done, more progress. Let's fucking get into the gym, you little cunt. Stop being fucking small, yeah? Tired of it. Tired of it. Let's get fucking massive. Let's get fucking massive. Good song, please. Fuck. Disconnected. Well, that means we need to get in there.
Don't get yourself done while you're doing them whips. All you see is a flash like you just took a pic. Let me talk my shit, we got glees and scopes and the forces lit. Goals hanged at the Rex, real kitchen king. Same day I done I just flip my wrist. Quick sleight of hand and I gave it a piss. Don't get yourself done while you're doing them whips. All you see is a flash like you just took a pic. Let me talk my shit, we got glees and scopes and the forces lit. Goals hanged at the Rex, real kitchen king. Same day I done I just flip my wrist. Quick sleight of hand and I gave it a twist. Niggas chasing clout when there's money to make now. Too catty, you know I don't play around. I'm on quadruple jaws in
clavicular fly up first. Louis programmed that. I was thinking this is a fucking hippie exercise to do. I was like, fuck, I ain't doing this shit. Gave it a go first. I was like, I'm not really too sure about this. Gave it a little bit of time and it grew on me. And I think it's actually a really good exercise to actually hit those upper sort of chest fibers. It goes back to what I said, like my chest is a weakness for me at the moment. I need to be willing to try something a little bit different to what I have done previously if I'm looking to build a bigger chest. Like I've done my pressing movements first. I've done like an isolated exercise first. Never done a cuffed fly first. And to be fair, my upper chest feels pretty toasty after doing that. A lot of my rep ranges for chest at the moment aren't under that 8 reppers, which is like the first time I've ever done that. Normally I'm doing like 5-6 reppers on presses, but the lowest rep range I go at the moment is 8 to 10. Staying a bit more of a higher rep range. Hopefully will allow me to focus on getting a good connection with my chest, try something a little bit different, like I said. So it's all about experimenting and finding what works for you. Sometimes you have to go through different phases of trying something new to find if it works. And sometimes it doesn't, sometimes it does. One thing I'll quickly say about pressing movements and machines, like write down what setup you've got the incline, what setup you've got the seat, because you will step on this machine and someone might be fucking 6'2", I'm 5'5". Like my setup on this machine is gonna be completely different to someone who's 6'5", let's be honest. Always just logbook your setup, so when you come round to doing the session next, you know what the setup's gonna be, rather than having to flaff about. That feels pretty spot on for me. I'll write this down, and then we can get going.
Pound done it in it, should've seen laid out. Got banged in front of his dad, he saw 4K even when he got shaved down. Asked pops if he play around, got crashed in front of the playground. Clued up to the tip, aunt trust shit, got a hip at gunpoint. She'll find out at some point, my party trick cleared the room with one noise. In it, we ain't just getting one boy, 3 ST, SAD, rule gun boys. We really grease up enough days, knife game, yup, plus we bullet up enough boys. Dinosaurs extinct when got caught. Practice what I preach, really play my sports. Of course, I like roads with tents and outlines of chalk. Forts, I like enemy too, I'm a bit of a dork. Pause, got bank on the show, no remorse. Had his gang front row when we played with a corpse. Quick round of applause, got my man too, but a friend meant more. I'm Ragnar Love, but live with a sword, but I'm Jesse James and I spin this force. I'm at Buffalo Bill and just spin some more. Them and a gallery scream as fuck, man. Our artillery come like a drum band. Fell in love with sticks, always minimum 2 from you step with one man. Rev up the back, jump out and bum man. Turn back, hop on the back and dust back. That's me, a little bruck, that mystery box when I open the rock. He was giving the big and we changed that round. He was chasing clout, we chased him down. Fed him one in his back, had his face on the ground. Nose on the pavement, scraping around. Hear the sound, profound. Whoever thought metal could make man drown? If her chest too high, she ain't holding it down. I just hold her down and she opens her mouth. Empty the clip, reload and bounce. If her chest too high, she ain't holding it down. I just hold her down and she opens her mouth. Empty the clip, reload and bounce. SAD's unstoppable, you don't wanna know about the Subaru Chronicles.
Fucking have some of that. Have some of that. That was a good set. Another 2.5 kilos up. So that's what I've been doing in this session, 2.5 kilos and just reaching the top rep range, overloading it, simple. So if we can do that for the next year, hopefully, things will go well. I wish you could hear what I'm listening to right now. Suck.
It was horrible, I ain't tryna brag, but we basically got him all. He got done in the shopping mall, mommy don't ask cause he ain't gonna shop at all.
The following content is for entertainment purposes.
Historical, don't get yourself done while you're doing them whips. All you see is a flash like you just took a pic. Let me talk my shit, we got glees and scopes and the fours is lit. Goals hanged at the Rex, real kitchen king. Same day I done I just flipped my wrist. Quick sleight of hand and I gave it a twist. Don't get yourself done while you're doing them whips. All you see is a flash like you just took a pic. Let me talk my shit, we got glees and scopes and the fours is lit. Goals hanged at the Rex, real kitchen king. Same day I done I just flipped my wrist. Quick sleight of hand and I gave it a twist.
I can barely fucking breathe on that machine. God, my sternum feels like it's gonna fucking crush. That's why I know I need more chest. If your sternum's hurting on the padding, chest ain't big enough. Form's too good. Who says that? Oh, Sam. Yeah, Sam. Come watch my video, Sam, innit? Come watch my video, show how it's done. Not the fucking shit that you do. Fucking shit. What is it? What are we watching? Injury waiting to happen. You're influencing people who are... You've got a young audience as well. You're going to be influencing people to do that shit. Bouncing off the chest, half reppy shit. Half these fuckers are going to be watching you are going to be natty anyway. They ain't going to progress as well as you. They ain't going to recover as well as you. Guys, don't follow that. Don't get me wrong, he's doing a good job. And fair fucking play. I'm a bit jealous in terms of the YouTube engagement he gets, but come on. Watch me instead. Good form. Train properly, train hard. He trains hard, but with shit form, innit? Like, that's just it's an injury waiting to happen. You're gonna injure yourself doing that shit, I tell you. You can't be fucking doing that. Guys, follow me instead. Great form, perfectly executed, still small as fuck. that. Your hands hurt on this sometimes. I think my main areas are chest here. Need to just build more thickness across these top lines here. As you can see, lats is an area that I want to in the rear, like the rear double bicep. In for the traditional 15 minutes of CV post-workout. Doing this 3 times a week at the moment. Nothing too crazy, just 15 minutes. Anywhere between like 130 to 140 beats per minute. That was a really good session, really, really good. Progressed everything, again for like the 3rd week running, and I've just kept that linear sort of progression where I'm not being too ambitious with my loading. Because what happens over time is that you get a little bit bored of kind of the slowness of progression, meaning the 2.5 kilo progressions that you usually would do, you kind of go, fuck it, I'm just gonna add like a 10 kilos on each side and just go for it. And it's kind of like slow and steady wins the race in this matter. And what I mean by that, sometimes the slower you go, the more linear you can. Keep doing that for a longer period of time. So the 2.5s that I've been adding over the last 3 or 4 weeks now, it's been way more sustainable. If I added 10 kilos, I probably would have found I'd plateau on exercise a lot quicker, rather than just doing like 2.5 every single session. So for me, I'm going to try and keep that up. Yeah, it's a little bit boring, but arguably I'm making more progress than I have done in a very long time. If I can just keep that up, it should be sweet as a fucking nut. So yeah, very happy with that session. Felt good, connected everything very well. Now it's time to do this shit. Get home, rest up, and we've got legs tomorrow, which is going to be filmed by Matt, which you'll see on YouTube as well. Me and Wicks are going to train together at EP Jungle. I'm still using the old sunbeds at the moment. I'm doing about 12 minutes a week. I split that into 2 6-minute sessions a week. Like, it's kind of almost like how I used to be on steroids. Like, I do Monday and I do a Friday, so I kind of split it throughout the week. Yeah, take at your own risk with sunbeds. That's my advice. And you're watching me get naked right now. How lovely. I watched a few more videos of Sam training, and I wanted to come back to what I said earlier in the video, because I feel like what I said in the video was I was quite harsh in that sense. But after watching more of his videos recently, I actually think he's a really nice guy. He seems really, really humble, seems really like genuine. You know, there's no fancy edits to his YouTube videos. I think it's actually quite nice to see. I've not really seen a YouTube channel like that for a very long time. It's always just fancy edit shit, or someone who's really, really fake in front of the camera, and then you meet him in person, they just turn out to be a right dickhead. He seems to be down to earth. He seems to absolutely love bodybuilding, absolutely love it. And I think what I take, and what I would say to the average sort of person listening to this and who's inspired by him, is that he's a good character. He's someone that I would definitely take advice from, but I would be very cautious about putting what he does into practice, because I think one thing you need to take into consideration, and based upon what I've seen on the internet as well, is that he obviously is enhanced. He's very big for 21, wherever he is, 22. You can see that he absolutely loves it. The intensity is really good. Train to failure, all something that I'm a big believer of. But I think the main thing that I would say to you guys watching this right now, especially early into your lifting journey, is, are you probably going to make as much progress as what Sam is at the moment? The probably chances right now, especially if you're natural, is going to be no. Do I massively preach really good form, controlling the eccentric, taking it through the fullest range of motion? Yeah, absolutely. I feel learning those fundamental things very early into your lifting journey or career is actually going to be super beneficial. It's going to be safer, and it's just going to allow you to progress at more of a linear pace. Sam, he's taking steroids. Steroids are powerful. Drugs do work, okay? You don't even need to go to the gym to fucking build muscle. If you want to take steroids, you could easily just lay in bed and you'll still build more muscle mass than the average person. Take into consideration, he is enhanced. He is going to get strong very quickly. He can afford to do that because his recovery is going to be really good. It'll be interesting to see kind of what happens in the next 10 years of him doing that, and whether he's able to sustain that. I personally think he's not going to be able to sustain that. I personally believe he's going to have to rejiggle his trainer, because I remember when I was 21, 22, you get away with a lot of shit. You just get away with everything. I was able to just do shit form and not pick up any injuries. Now I'm 26, I find that sometimes I pick up niggles stupidly by doing stupid sort of things, and I probably could get worse as I get older. A little bit older, may have to reconsider doing that. I gave him a lot of shit at the beginning of this YouTube video because I watched this guy for the first time. I was like, what the fuck am I watching here? But then as I started to go through other sort of videos, it's kind of, I got attached onto the video. I was like, actually, these are quite good. I kind of like the little talk in the car prior to training. He seems very calm. He's just kind of like has a calm intensity about him when he goes into the gym, which is great to see, instead of the people that go fucking screaming in the gym. You know, I kind of like his calm sort of intensity. He trains at like Planet Fitness, which is like a pure gym in the UK. So he trains at a very commercial gym, and he's just just like doing his thing and he just doesn't give a fuck, which I absolutely love. And his diet, I'm sorry guys, like I'm sorry, regardless of it being calories in, calories out, and what bodybuilders should do, as an enhanced lifter I would not be eating like that, because that is fucking heart attack waiting for fucking happen, that is. So I'm not a big fan of the diet, I must admit. You know me guys, I like a variety in diet. No way am I having fucking big bowl of fucking cereal and chocolate milk and then the Five Guys. That ain't gonna happen. You know I'm all about macro and micro nutrition as well, especially if you're a gearhead, alright? You know, you need to be eating good quality food. You know, I see so many people pass away or fucking drop off because they just have a horrendous diet and they wonder why their blood work comes back shit. It's because they're not looking after themselves. Training, I'll let him off. Meal plan, I ain't letting him off for that. That was fucking joke. Is that what he eats every single day? I doubt it. Yeah, you gotta get calories in. 5,000 calories eating clean is not easy, but you can certainly make it fucking better than that. That's it. Anyway, wrap this video up. Comment down below keys if you watched the whole thing. Appreciate you guys, and I'll see you guys in the next one.
Don't get yourself done while you're doing them whips. All you see is a flash like you just took a pic. Let me talk my shit, we got glees and scopes and the forces lit. Goals hanged at the retro kit.